Hey guys, it's Terry. So been a while since I've done a video. Um, so I'm gonna try and put this one together for some stuff that I'm doing with the Color Computer 3. Um, One of the problems with the Color Computer 3 is trying to get video out of it into a regular VGA monitor can be problematic. I do have a monitor that works with it, but I can't do any screen captures with it because you can't send the signal that you would send to a normal VGA monitor into like the capture card. You have to have a multi-sync VGA monitor that's capable of dealing with a 15 kilohertz horizontal sync rate, which is half of what VGA is. I have a nice NEC LCD monitor that does that, and it's worked for me, for years, and it's worked really well. Um, but I wanted to do some more videos with the Color Computer 3, and all of the video captures that I've done in the past are terrible. I mean, they're bad. They're just bad. And so I decided let's see what we can do as far as getting a good capture card set up for this thing. And something that I bought a few years ago in order to do this is it's these GSB or GBS 8200s. And so these little cards right here, man, you get them on eBay for like $20. They're supposed to do scaling. Um, Unfortunately, the problem that I ran into is in order to get these to work with a color computer, you have to create composite sync. So these cards only work with horizontal and vertical video synchronization if it has a 31 kilohertz horizontal sync rate. It will not work with a 15 kilohertz horizontal sync rate like most VGAs do. To me, I mean, this card's really designed to work with things like old arcade machines so that you can put VGA cards in them and things like that. Um, it will, if you have component video, it'll scale those over to VGA. There's all kinds of mods and things that you can do with it. I don't want to deal with all that. It's not that I can't do that stuff. It's that I don't want to do that stuff. It's not interesting to me. I don't want to. I don't have to sit there and fight with it. I mean, it's video, for God's sake. It's not rocket science. So it should be an easy thing to make go. Well, after digging into the specifications of this, that's whenever I realized it's never going to work with the horizontal and vertical, using the horizontal and vertical sync lines, what they call RGB HV. However, it will work with composite sync. Now, composite sync is whenever you take the horizontal synchronization line and the vertical synchronization line and you XNOR them. Um, you can do an and, or as I like to call it, ghetto sync, and it will produce a picture, but it looks terrible. Um, Let me go ahead. I will go ahead and fire this thing on, and so you can see what that looks like whenever you're not using an appropriate um, the appropriate logic to be able to um, display it. This is what you wind up with. Is let's see there. No, that way. You wind up with this tearing that's occurring at the top, and it's jittering, and it's just bad. I mean, it's not good. Um, so that's not what I want to do. So um, I'm gonna just pack that in, and we're not gonna we're not gonna deal with that nonsense in all of this. The way this is configured right here, in case anyone wants to know. Um, I'm using this little connector right here. I think they call it the P11 connector. If you're going to do composite sync, you do need to move this gray cable right here, this little guy. He needs to go over one more. I'm uh, into the next slot. You've got to actually modify the cable, or you can do your composite sync across this big cable with the three wires on, or the big connector. It's the P3 connector. The other thing you want to do is crank up all of your RGB inputs right here. These pots, you want to crank those all the way up. A lot of people just remove those and short over them and everything, and just turn it all the way up. I don't know why people would go to the time to desolder that crap and jump over it, or to remove it, or do any of that. It's just nonsense to me to waste your time. Your time's valuable, and I'm not wasting my time on doing that kind of nonsense. But anyways, so for the composite sink right here, I've got like a couple of resistors. I will post those values down below, and a little 1 microfarad capacitor. Yes, I know it is. It is an electrolytic capacitor, and that could be why this thing looks like garbage. Is the electrolytic? I don't know, but I know that the proper that creates an AND circuit. So either the horizontal is high or the vertical is high. It will sum them, or I guess technically that would be an OR. It's just one of those things. It doesn't work correctly. It should be an exclusive OR that goes in, or that's produced from this thing in order to get composite sync. Not going to deal with that. I'm going to shut this stuff off and unplug this guy, and I am going to try something new. So I got this thing right here. Let's see here. What is the name of the company? I can't even remember the name of the company. It's not on here. Bought it online. It's it is a converter that's supposed to do the upscaling like we want. I was expecting the name of the company to be on here, but I can't remember the name of the company off the top of my head. So, anyways, let's open this up. Find out what we have in our little paper prison here. Packaging. It's just in a regular white box here. There's not a... So far, there's no foam or anything. It's the AV1N is what this thing is called. And it is a CGA, EGA, VGA. What is it? Component. RGB video to VGA scaler. So, there we go. And it is so generic, I don't have the company name here. But it says that it supports 15 kilohertz CGA to VGA resolution. So let's give this thing a try with the old color computer here and see what we get. What do we have in here? Oh, okay. We have some component video to VGA input. That's nice. And oh wow, we have all the adapters so that we can use it anywhere in the world. What is this thing? I don't know. Let's go through here and connect up the correct connectors on this thing for the United States. Okay. So there we go. There's the US and Japan. This is our guy. This looks so safe. Check that out. So, plug that little thing in there. I can't read what our output is. It is positive center. And $5 volts, 1 amp. I'm not even going to use this. That's the same thing the converter uses, and I already have a nice connector, I believe, of the same size for that. So we might as well use that. Okay, here we go. And here is our converter. Wow, they really taped that thing on there very well. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and flip on the overhead here so that you guys can see it. This is what we've got. So, I guess what I will do is swap this stuff out. Man, that's a whole lot smaller and nicer than that thing. So let's hope for the best with this. All right. Disconnect that. Undo all my connections here that I was, in order to pin this thing out, I had to use my scope. The online, the things that are available online for the pin out for this connector for the color computer are wrong. So just be aware of that. Alright, so we've got this connector here. We disconnect my digitizer for this thing. We'll set that out of the way. Alright, so VGA out. We'll do that here. So I will borrow this nice cable over here. This is the connector and cable that I use for the NEC monitor that I use on my color computer. All right, there we go. We have that all nice and connected up. And let me swing this guy around this way. There we go. And let's see here. Well, let's throw some electrons at this thing. And I will go ahead and turn on our USB capture. There we go. Plug this guy in. Alright, we got power. Got a green power light. That looks good. Hey, no signal. Look at that. Oh, wow. Alright. Well, we've got something there, don't we? Check that out. Let's select reset picture and just see. Nope. Color space is RGB. Clock. What is that? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we got going on here with this. I don't think we're going to get there with this. Alright. I don't know. Let's see here. Let's escape out of this menu. It does have a thing on here that says auto. So I'm going to press and hold this. Huh. It does not like that. I wonder if we change the output to something different, if we'll get a different result there. No, not really. Well, at least I can see it better at 640. Yeah, I'd like to turn the menu timeout off. Or maybe take it up to 15 seconds. Alright. That's as small as I can get that. Okay, that's actually pretty close to right. Phase doesn't seem to do anything. Alright, no good there. Yeah, basically you got RGB and you have your RGB and your component video input. I guess I need to look at the documentation a little more. Alright, holding menu and plus will reset the unit. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see here. Well, I am concerned that this is not going to work. That did something. I guess that just freezes the screen. Menu and plus together will reset the output resolution. Okay. Either one of those are good. Well, let's see. That really does nothing. Also does nothing. What happens if we move it all the way across the screen? Yep, nothing. Alright, well, I'm going to tell it to reset all. That's going to make it reboot. And yeah, looks like we have another converter that does not work with the color computer. That's using horizontal and vertical sync. So this one I could also get to work with with a composite sync signal, which looks like if I'm going to do this, I may have to wind up just building one. That's terrible. Why? Why? Is it that? I mean, are there that few of machines? It's like, I know the Atari does that. The Amiga does that. Why? This makes no sense. It says it's supposed to do 480 interlaced. Yeah, it does 200 progressive with a horizontal rate of 15.7 kilohertz. Now, I can tell you right now, it doesn't. Alright, I'm going to dig into this more. We'll see where it takes us. See you guys.